Hi, I'm Patrick.
And I'm Liv.
And this is the Mach-E vlog. We are not in Blucifer. We're in a loaner that is identical to Blucifer, so we're calling it Blue's brother. And this is our, we've done a couple of day trips, but this is going to be our first overnight trip with the Mach-E. We're going to go visit a friend in Santa Fe, which is about 390 miles from here. We're stopping for coffee, and then we're going to go get on the road, but we are super excited.
Can you tell?
I think the camera's shaking because she's so excited.
And it's really nice to be in a grabber blue Mach-E again. What?
All right, we're going to get coffee, and then we're going to...
Let's go. That didn't quite work. We'll try that again next time. It's like a grand unveiling. So many steps to get it out, huh? That's a nice car too. Hey. Oh, he's coming over. Hi! Babe, hi!
Hi.
There you go! Oh my god, it's so cool!
The roadshow ends is really good.
I think it's rad that getting my bosses.
Oh my goodness! Look at this grabber. Bye, Joel! Oh my goodness. So happy. Finally we match again. You had to wear your hat because your hair is a normal person color now. What? Oh, there. You didn't even see it. Oh well. Normal. Boring. Alright, let's get coffee. It's like our old one, but...
I know it's not blue.
No, it is blue.
No, we got
Yeah.
I each got your car back.
No.
Sort of, not really. I know. Huh? Yeah, you are. Yeah, so that's the question. Is it a Mustang?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Some people are like, no, it's not a Mustang.
Why don't you just show them this?
I know.
I'm like, there's a logo right there.
It says Mustang.
Here's the best part. Cup holders.
Man.
No, the best part's the drain, so you can fill it with ice and you have your beverages when you tailgate.
Oh, man.
Okay, that was fun. We got our coffee. We got to shock the Moru coffee owner with the fact that we have another grabber blue car, but it's not ours. And we are trying savory croissants. I think that'll be pretty delicious.
Yeah, delicious.
Yeah, and we didn't even get back into the car before we met some really cool people who actually work at the moving company right next to our gym and right across the street from the coffee place. And they've seen our Mach-E and then it disappeared. So they ran over when they saw this blue one come back and we got to chat with them about it. And that was really cool. And now
we'll give them a ride.
Yeah, we'll definitely give them a ride sometime. And now we get to start our trip. So let's go.
We're currently at 100% charge. We're a little bit away from our house, but that's what we're going to do. And it says 248 miles of range. Now let's go over here and plan our trip. So we're going to go to Santa Fe. $281 miles. It's giving me 3 different options. So the shortest one is the one that we want. That's on I-25, pretty much the entire way. And if I hit go, it's adding the EV chargers.
Obey traffic laws. Be alert and use voice commands while driving. Please drive to highlighted route.
It's recommending 2 charges for a total of 45 minutes. One is at 194 miles. That one's in Trinidad. And then the next one is in Wagon Mound. And you can see it's recommending that we will charge 15 minutes at the first one, 30 minutes at the second one. The first one, it says charge to 42%, and then the second one to 52%. And then we'll arrive in Santa Fe at 10%. And now we're going to reset the trip computers. So I think what I'll do is Trip 1 is going to be our master trip for the entire trip down. I may keep it for the entire trip down and back. But let's go ahead and hit reset. And then trip 2 is going to be for each charging segment. So we'll hit reset, and then I won't change that again until we stop. But that's it. So we're going to reset the trip computers, and we're ready to go.
Were you giving the truck some room?
Yeah.
That was a little bit of a Mach-E sandwich. So there are going to be two things that we'll do with our Mach-E when we get it back. One, PPF on the front, for sure. And two, probably a little tinting on the side windows, huh? That is really bright.
Yeah, my old car I had quite a dark tint. Wasn't actually legal. I don't know if I'll go that dark again, but definitely would like to have a little bit of tint on here. Maybe just to match the back, because the back windows are tinted a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah. And now we are on the same route that we've done before. It was actually the first longer drive that we did in our Mach-E, right? We went from Denver to the Springs, and it's awful. There's so much road work, and lots of people go out to the Springs on the weekends, so it's just road work and trucks and cars. And it's interesting because Patrick is, he was using Copilot, and it wants to keep you centered in the lane, but when you have an enormous truck next to you that you want to give a little bit more room. I heard you mentioning something.
It bites you a little bit. So I was like, I want to be a little bit over to the left. And it's like, no, you need to be centered. So, and from what I understand is like, it'll eventually like understand that you want to be further left or right and allow that. But just for going around a little bit of a truck, it was like, no, just be centered. I'm like, nah, we don't need to do that.
We're 47 minutes into our drive, 43 miles, and we're getting 2.6 miles per kilowatt hour. It is just really, really kind of closed quarters.
Ton of construction.
Closed quarters. Highway driving. And like just as I said that, it opened up beautifully. Look at this.
Yeah,
is this how it's going to be?
That's the major construction between Colorado Springs and Denver.
Well, this looks much better. I can't wait till they finish it. Even though I'm just a passenger, I've still been holding my breath alive.
We're just over an hour and 15 minutes into our drive. It's been very comfortable, and this is one of the things that I really like about the Mach-E. The ride is quiet. Passengers comfortable. Are you comfortable?
I'm comfortable.
Just very comfortable using intelligent cruise control for the most part. Turned it off during some of the construction because people just may be too nervous, you know. But it's just very comfortable drive and makes it very easy. It has the lane centering and the intelligent cruise control. I'm just keeping my hand on the steering wheel, and it just makes it very relaxing to, you know, do 80 some miles already. It doesn't feel like anything. And as quiet as it is, we're not like shouting or anything like that.
Huh?
Huh?
Yeah, and two things stand out for me. So the one is, the only uncomfortable thing is that the car is so nice. So when we were on the construction areas, when other cars were really close and there were trucks and asphalt things, that was scary because it's such a nice car. But other than that, that was cool. And I just gotta say, I really, 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 really love the volume knob. And I know we're filming, so that does change it, because oftentimes I'll be like, oh, I want to film that. Shpoink, film, shpoink, music back up kind of thing. But I really love it. I really love being able to do that.
You could just reach over here
and press the steering wheel.
Grab my steering wheel and turn the volume down.
I'll do that next time. I wish I could turn the volume down on other things that easily. I really like it. I really like it.
Pueblo has a steel factory, I believe, and there's a coal factory down here, coal plant, and quite a bit of our energy in Colorado does still come from coal and a lot from natural gas. So that is a big negative in trying to get the renewable energies for your EV, but Excel is expanding their wind farms extensively, and it's getting better.
That view does not get old. I know I only see it when I'm looking in the camera or I guess looking in a mirror, but yeah, how does it feel? Oh, it's cold. Yeah. It's cool.
Yeah, it's 64. We've been in sun for a while, and it's like feels like it's 64 degrees.
Because my moisturizer, whoops, it's just everywhere. And now we're finally through Colorado Springs and Pueblo and all the construction and the coal plants and everything. We're just enjoying, and Patrick literally has not touched the accelerator in how long?
Well, I used it a little bit in Pueblo because that crazy lady.
Nice lady who was driving crazily to get a photo of the car. I don't blame her. I would too.
But I've had intelligent cruise control on the entire way with a few minutes of disengagement just because of traffic and construction.
And now that we have some smooth sailing, I'm getting some reference images of pelicans on my iPad, and we're gonna start drawing some pelicans with frunks. I haven't actually
Swans with frunks.
Swans with frunks, pelicans with frunks. Thank you. The frunky bird. So we're gonna do some brainstorming about that. I haven't actually drawn in a car or the car before the Mach-E, so we'll see how that goes. If you're ever interested in can you draw in a Mach-E, we're gonna find out now.
Well, in Pueblo, we saw the coal plants and steel plant and all the other factory and industrial stuff that probably produces a lot of pollution. But now here's the opposite. We have some windmills. Of course, we just see the sign that said gusty wind area. This is just a tiny fraction of the windmills, of course. Only, was it 4 down here? But over in eastern Colorado, southeastern, northeastern Colorado, there are huge wind farms all over. And that is part of the push by the state of Colorado and Excel. And here's a neat little thing over on the right. Spanish Peaks country. So these mountains that you see coming up are the Spanish Peaks. We're 154 miles into our trip, and I guess we should tell you like what we're doing on this trip. So
we're drawing.
We're fully vaccinated. Just yesterday, they relaxed some of the mask requirements, so we're excited to be going on our first real long overnight road trip in over a year. We did go sort of to a cabin in September, but we're going to Santa Fe, which is one of our favorite places, mostly because of Meow Wolf. You don't know what Meow Wolf is? We're going to introduce you to that on this trip, but it's a fantastic place. Lives family friend, godmother, right?
Yeah, basically.
Lives in Santa Fe. So we're going to stay with her, visit her. So we're going to check those out. But we're also going to just, see how Santa Fe is. There's a farmer's market every Sunday, so we're going to try to make it to that. But that's basically it. We're just going to go try and relax. This was supposed to be our anniversary trip, but we missed that because of what happened with Lucifer. But, better late than never, right? Last week, Jim Farley, the CEO of Ford, gave a presentation at the, I believe it was stockholders meeting or something like that. Anyways, one of the things that he was talking about is factors that are going to be key to Ford's success in the future. One of the bullet points was they want customers to feel like they're part of the Ford family. And there have been a few times already in our short ownership that we have felt like that we're family. The staff at the dealership where we bought our car, when we had to take our car into repair, the staff there was just awesome and very kind and welcoming and enthusiastic to do a good job on our car. And then the Ford people at headquarters, like Emma Berg, for example, have been just very cool and really do want to make it you're part of the family. And of course, I know they want you to be part of the family so you continue to buy Ford products and recommend Ford products. And that's what we're doing. I mean, when we like something, we recommend it. Our favorite band that we've been to 50 plus times. Our gym that we've been a member for 6 or 7 years now.
Meow Wolf.
Meow Wolf. So when we like things, we recommend them. And I grew up in a lot of Fords. It was like a Ford family with my mom and dad having the original 65 Mustang. Always been sort of like a Ford family. It deviated a little bit from that when I got to Colorado and tried some Subarus out, which great car, but lots of other issues. It did not feel like I was part of the Subaru family.
Well, and so we come from two different sides because Patrick has experience with Ford, coming from a Ford family. I have no Ford allegiance, no past experience with Ford. Growing up in South Africa, you see all sorts of cars and largely smaller cars, really. Like the RAV4 that I got, I remember that being like one of the big SUVs in South Africa. And it's teensy. So we come from these different backgrounds, and I guess you could say this is the opportunity for a brand to win me over, is that I have no allegiance. And by that same token, the car that I get to replace my RAV4 may not be a Ford. I feel like get what's best for you, and the point is not to have an allegiance to one specific brand. It's like find what works for you, and something that I think both Patrick and I like doing is finding what works for us, and also over researching things and then sharing with people what might benefit them, because what works for us may not work for you. So
we're getting closer to our first charging stop in Trinidad. We still have a buffer. It's now at a 62-mile buffer according to the range estimate. We're at 35% battery. Our efficiency is the lowest we've seen on any trip that we've been on in the Mach-E, which we haven't done a ton, of course, but 168 miles, probably 164 were on the freeway, mostly 75, some 65, and we're at 2.8 miles per kilowatt hour, which isn't horrible for doing 75, 77 miles per hour. But now we're 23 miles from our charging stop, and we're still at 34% battery with an 86 miles left of range. A few more miles and we'll be there, and a bathroom.
Then take exit 11 towards Starkville.
Starkville!
I see the charging station.
Hello, person.
Arriving at Electrify America, Walmart Supercenter. Please drive to highlighted route.
Welcome, Patrick.
124. Started at 26%. We're already at 27. And it looks like it's going to do 124, 125. It'll probably stay at that for a little while. So let's get some numbers in the car before I forget. We got down to 26% charge. We're now back up to 29%. And we're at 73 miles of range. You can see it's clicking up already. Let's look at trip 1. Again, this is the entire trip. And we're at 191 miles. There we go. Trip 2, 2.8. That's 191 miles, 2.8. That's sort of interesting that trip 1 and trip 2 are not the same, but perfect conditions today at 69 degrees right now. 0% is going for external temperature, 1% for accessories, 96% route, and 2% climate use. We keep it at 68 degrees, auto 2 for both of us. So not bad. And it's still clipping along. I can't see what the charge rate is, but we're at 32% and 81 miles. So far, $3.41, 6 minutes. We're at 114 kilowatts. We're at 40% charge. 12 kilowatt hours delivered so far. And I think we're going to find a bathroom and go into Walmart for a bit and let it do its thing.
Yeah, let's go. Hey, Blues brother. Hey, Blues brother.
So we finished our shopping and came out, and it's at 82%. I was able to monitor it while we were in the store. Wow, we've been charging for 43 minutes. We just walked around, went to the bathroom a couple of times, got some snacks. So there's our final numbers, basically. 50 minutes, $60.43, 54 kilowatt hours delivered. It's at 12 now, so let's hit stop. And it's done.
Oh, great. Ready to go.
We just unplugged, haven't hit on. We're in accessory mode, but we're at 84%, 226 miles. So now let's program this in using the sync system. Going to Santa Fe still. And Santa Fe is 192 miles. So we may not need to charge according to...
Please drive to highlighted route.
Yeah, let's look at the details. I think it's saying that we don't need to charge because we got so much here. I think I'll still stop at Wagon Mound just to test it out because we'll need that on the way back. But let's go ahead and head out. That's interesting. I think a better route planner is even more conservative, and it's considered alpha for the Mach-E because they don't have a lot of data yet. But this is based on the actual vehicle data and what we've been doing so far. So it says we could make it all the way to Santa Fe if we wanted to. So that's really cool. All the way from Denver to Santa Fe with one stop. I'm impressed. But we do have some rain clouds coming in. That could affect things. So we'll just head out and see how it goes. We just left Trinidad and our charging stop. And as we were saying, like Sync says we don't need to charge before we get to Santa Fe. And it showed about a 30-mile buffer, just under a 30-mile buffer, like 28-mile buffer when we get to Santa Fe. But as we hit some of these hills already, that buffer has gone down to 23 miles. So that's why I was saying I'll probably want to charge in Wagon Mound. But we'll see, like coming on the downside after we finish the Raton Pass, maybe we'll gain a bit more of that buffer back. But right now we're down to a 23-mile buffer, which is cutting a little bit close if you ask me.
So I just noticed that you're doing co-pilot on Raton Pass.
Yeah, it's doing fine. And then somebody moved over because of slow truck and it slowed down immediately. I'm going to go ahead and tap the brakes because I want people to know we're slowing down. Speed limit 65, but this happens quite a bit. This is a pretty steep pass. This is the only pass we have to go over today. This is just sort of normal. Like sometimes you can zip through here really fast and sometimes you get stuck because of the trucks trying to get up over the pass. Mexico.
Yay!
Welcome to New Mexico. We went up and over the Raton Pass. Our buffer dropped down to under 20 miles, but now it's already back up to 30 miles. It says 204 miles of charge and 174 miles to Santa Fe. We're at 77% battery, so we used, about 7 or 8% just getting from Trinidad to Raton, which is not very far, but it is over that pass. Since we left Trinidad, we're at 3.1 miles. And I think part of that is even though we went up and over the Raton Pass, we were doing 55 miles an hour in a construction zone behind trucks and whatnot. So that helps a lot on the efficiency. Going up and over the pass hurt going up and helped us coming it back down. So not bad overall. And looking at the clouds, it's like we still got some storm clouds over there. That's east. Everything usually moves west to east in this direction over there, there's some west of us. So we may still have some thunderstorms before we get to Santa Fe, but so far right now, next 30 minutes to an hour, I think we're going to be nice weather. I might even get the sunglasses back on. And now that we're in New Mexico, the next stretch is just pretty long and nothing much. But I gotta say, that was a nice charging stop. Like, we charged for 50 minutes, which if you would have said, do you want to stop in Trinidad and charge for 50 minutes, I would have probably said no. But it was really like, we went into Walmart, walked around a little bit.
Yeah, we weren't going to charge that much at all. So we were very authentically like going into Walmart. I checked out one thing, we grabbed a bit of food, used the restroom in the beginning and the end, and then paid. So it was a very authentically timed thing. And then as we were checking out, he was like, oh, we hit 80.
Yeah, we hit 80 right at the checkout, and then took our time getting things ready and waited to unplug, but we got up to 84, 85%. But it was just very relaxed. It was nice to walk around. It just recognized the speed limit change from 65 to 75. And
Did it start increasing?
yeah, I was doing 66, and now we're doing 76. Now we are 1.3 miles from Wagon Mound. And again, it says we don't need to charge, but I think we're gonna stop, like I keep saying, we're gonna stop and just check it out.
Wagon Mound, semi-historic. I think that sign said semi-historic.
It's not-
How do you get to be semi-historic? Maybe I read it wrong.
Here's a bug
I'm
on the
on
camera. So we reached Wagon Mound. It says we have 139 miles of range left, 53% battery left, 82.8 miles. That's from the Trinidad charging station. 1 hour and 14 minutes, 2.8 miles per kilowatt hour, 1% climate use, 97% route, 1% accessories, and 0% external temperature. It's now 1:40 p.m. and 77 degrees. So let's go charge.
So we have no signal, huh?
Now we have no signal.
There he is.
All right, processing payment.
Sounds slow.
Yeah, we don't need much.
True. There
Let's
you
go
go.
faster.
It's the guest rate.
75. Considering we're at 53%, that's about, oh no, there goes 127.
Yay!
Cool, let's just get a little bit and we'll see.
Stretch our legs, hula hoop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is what we do at charging stops. When there's not much around, Liv gets out and does the hula hoop. I was like hula. And the only thing that's here is LJM's Travel Center, and then there's a Phillips 66. But other than that, you can see there's not much in this little town. I think it's population 268. And that's pretty much it. But there's a fire truck here, so that's neat. And we may go in and use the restroom here. And then after that, it's on into Santa Fe. So this is the infrastructure that they put in for the cabinets. You can see the logo up here. It says ABB. That's the type of charging stations that Electrify America is using here. But those are the cabinets. You can hear it on. And then they have 8 different plugs here. There's some 350 kilowatts. The first one was a Chatamo. And then down here is 150. One of the things that's neat at this one is that the vents are actually open on the Mach-E, which when we've been charging in the cold weather, we haven't seen those open up, but it's keeping the battery cool. We started in at 127 kilowatts. We're now at 92, and we're getting closer to that 80% cliff, as they call it. Charging at 32 cents a minute, $3.52 so far, 19 kilowatt hours delivered, and charging for 11 minutes. And we were not going to stay long, but Liv wanted a hula hoop. And we had a gentleman that was from Colorado Springs that came over and was asking, he was like, that's one of those new Mustangs, right? So we told him about that, told him about the car, and all the cool things that we love about it. So we're going to go in, take a little bit of a break, maybe buy a candy bar. I don't know.
Better work on some energy first.
I walked around.
Time to go. Let's go to the travel center. That's what it said. Hey. Oh, what is that?
Rocky Road S'mores.
Never heard of it. Bad thing about gas stations. The temptation station. Well, I just got a notification that Lucifer hit 80%. What a lovely little stop here in Wagon Mound. There's really not much here, but it's perfectly proportioned, good sized lot for trucks to pull in, and a really nicely paved Electrify America station. And here comes Patrick. Just really nice. What a cute little town of like 200 something people. Perfectly picturesque, and he's filming me, filming him. What?
She's filming me over her shoulder, but I'm filming her, so nee. So let's go see what it's doing.
Cows. I love cows. They're so happy.
There's the cows. Also, we're 81%. Good grief, that was fast.
Yeah, that's what I was filming. Like on side.
So we're going to go ahead and unplug. It's down to the 12 kilowatts. It dropped down. 21 minutes. Wow. Time flies when you just stop. $6.72, 26 kilowatt hours delivered. And let's go ahead and hit stop. That's sort of a annoying noise, but
It's
anyways.
gratifying though, because it's like, yeah,
Please
good
unplug. Okay, fine. You got 10 minutes. 216 miles and 81% when I unplugged. Trip 1, this is our entire day so far. We got 380 is going to be our total today, or 385. We're at 273 so far. 3.3 miles per kilowatt hour. I don't believe that one is accurate. I think it miscalculated that. But 4% climate use, 92% route, 3% accessories. External temperature is 1%. That is the one since just outside of Trinidad, because I messed up and didn't reset. But 2.8 miles per kilowatt hour, and similar stats for energy usage. Now let's plan in our trip real quick. Oh, let me go ahead and reset this one. And now we'll do, again, guess where we're going? We're going to Santa Fe. And now it's 1 hour and 34 minutes, 108 miles. So of course we don't need to charge anymore. And we'll just hit go and then see what it says.
Be
Updated
alert
traffic
and use
laws.
voice commands while driving.
1 hour and 34 minutes. It's estimating we'll arrive at 3:43. So let's get on the road.
Yeah, let's go.
One cool thing to note at that charging stop, we had no cell coverage whatsoever. So I opened up the PlugShare app, which we got to check in on that, and the Electrify America app. Neither one was going to work because of no cell coverage. So I just went ahead and plugged in, and because the car has plug and charge active, it just initiated the charge and just went ahead and just check to make sure I have my wallet. And it just went ahead and started its charging session. So that's one of the great advantages of plug and charge. The station obviously has some type of other connection to the internet to verify payment. And that was very cool. Didn't have to do anything with the app. The reason why I didn't use plug and charge at the first one is because this is a loaner car, and I wasn't sure if plug and charge was active, and I'm not sure like what account it's on. Don't want to like steal somebody's charging. That one I really didn't have a choice, so I just went ahead and plugged in. I think the other thing I could have done, because there was no cell coverage, if I had to, you can just use your credit card and it would have been able to connect and authorize payment that way. But with plug and charge, it was just plug in, good to go. Welcome to Las Vegas.
New Mexico.
You know they have to get that joke all the time, but
Yeah.
it's a tiny little town. There's only like a few hotels, but there's a couple of classic restaurants and an very old hotel. We haven't explored it that much. Maybe that's something that we'll do on the way back. Who knows what we'll do. There is a Tesla supercharger here. I sort of wish Electrify America were here because there would be a few more options in case you needed to get something to eat. But maybe Electrify America will add one here. Who knows? But anyways, this is glorious Las Vegas, New Mexico. No neon lights, I don't think.
There, the gas station sign.
Yeah, that is, I don't know. It's neon.
It's gotta be Love's gas station.
That's
It's a
Love's.
big heart. Yeah. It's cute. I like it. So we've just been diving a little deeper into the navigation, and it's actually really sweet. So we wanted to add elevation, which is really cool. So you can just hit that, and by default, it was showing us our direction. So if you wanted to switch that, it's easy peasy. But we want it to be elevation, and you already have the direction on the driver's screen, which is really nice. So we're going south, and there's just so many cool features here.
So we're almost to Santa Fe. My 100 miles of extra range is not quite 100 miles anymore. I think the hills really got us, and it got windy as well. So the range estimate went down a little bit. We don't have a 100-mile buffer anymore. 106 miles of range, 13 miles to our destination. Probably turn that off once we get to Santa Fe because we're not going just downtown Santa Fe. We're going to change our actual destination. And then over here, trip 2, we've been on the road for 94.9 miles, hour and 17 minutes, 2.5 miles per kilowatt hour. The hills and the wind, I think, got that. 1% climate use, 1% accessories. Everything else was the route.
Okay. We like Meow Wolf so much. We have tickets to go there on Monday.
It's Saturday now.
It's Saturday now. We're about to pull into Santa Fe, and we can't resist. We're going to go drive by, so we're going to re-navigate.
In 3/4 of a mile, take exit 284.
No!
Right to
Yeah.
New Mexico
can't make it.
466.
We don't want to. We're going to Meow Wolf.
We know how to get there, but I might plug it into navigation.
Let's do it.
But a sneak peek, in case we split the video up, you got to stay tuned for Meow Wolf. We're going to give a sneak peek. We're going to drive by.
Yeah, there's even cool stuff on the outside, too.
Find Meow Wolf.
Here's what I found. You can
Whoa.
say set as destination or call the number.
Set as destination.
Starting route to Meow Wolf.
Look at all those stars.
In 3/4 of a mile,
Ah.
take exit 282B on the right to US 84.
In no way did I think it was going to get that. Also, I thought you said Meow Wolf.
I love the navigation visualizations.
Yeah. like Meow Wolf. Yes, awesome.
We arrived at Meow Wolf. Let me close that. And 381.2 miles, 5 hours, 51 minutes, 3.3 miles per kilowatt hour. Again, I'll recalculate that. But we made it with 97 miles of range, 38% battery left. We've already been taking photos, but it's now 3:56. We also already talked to people about the car. Since we left Wagon Mound, that was 107.2 miles, 2.7 miles per kilowatt hour. Again, hills and wind, and pretty much all for the route. So all good. We're going to go to Casa Nova now.
And if we haven't said, we will tell you what that is in a minute.
Yes.
Look, if you have handicap parking and you have a Mustang Mach-E, you're just going to get stared at a lot. So we're like literally right by the exit to Meow Wolf right now. We're about to go to our next destination and everyone who exits is like, huh? So really just park your car here and you get to meet new friends. So we pulled into Meow Wolf and immediately met some lovely people who had just experienced Meow
Obey
Wolf.
traffic laws.
It's going to
Be
interrupt
alert
you.
and use voice commands while driving.
And they're interested in
Please
switching to an
drive
EV.
to highlighted route.
Blah, 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 blah. And they're interested in switching to an EV and they've driven the Audi e-tron. So it's really cool to get to chat with them. It's just really fun. Oh, and they have solar. So they're so set. And so now we're on to Casa Nova. The family friend who we are going to be seeing and staying with actually owns that store. It's a really lovely, oh my gosh, you're going to get the photo?
Yeah, I got to get this.
Yeah, the spider that we took a photo in front of, we'll share the photo, is now highlighted in the rear view. And Patrick is getting that and we're like blocking traffic. No one's here. It's
No
cool.
one's here. It's
No one's
good.
here. So Casa Nova is a really wonderful sort of African art objet store that our family friend owns. And we're going to go pop over there and say hi and check out some cool stuff. And I'm just so excited to be here. This is awesome. Seriously, come to Meow Wolf and Casa Nova if you're ever in Santa Fe.